And if you think about how people get hired in the tech industry, you'll realize that, yeah, applications matter and keywords matter. But at the end of the day, even in high tech, it's all about relationships. Because someday maybe an AI system will hire, but today it's still people. People value who they know and who they trust.
Hi everyone, we're here today with Jeremy Schiefling to discuss insider LinkedIn techniques straight from the source. For those of you who aren't already familiar with Exponent, Exponent helps you get your dream tech career with our online courses, expert coaching, peer-to-peer mock interviewing platform, and interview question database. Check it out at tryexponent.com. Welcome, Jeremy. We're so excited to have you here today. So for those of you who don't already know Jeremy, he's dedicated his career to helping others succeed in their careers. So he's worked at Teach for America, he used to lead education marketing at LinkedIn, and now he's the director of consumer marketing at Khan Academy. He's also published a best-selling LinkedIn book on Amazon, served as a career coach for veterans and MBA students at the University of Michigan, and produced the most viewed video of LinkedIn's history. So Jeremy, can you tell us a little bit about your book?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, thanks so much for having me on, Angie. I'm a huge fan of Exponent, so I'm glad to be here.
That's
And
great
yeah,
to
the
hear.
book,
We're so excited.
yeah, the book is really just sort of in the same vein of Exponent, trying to unlock these industry secrets to help people succeed in their careers. And so having worked at LinkedIn, many years ago, one of the things I realized is LinkedIn has so much power, so much opportunity for people who are starting their careers or career changers, but most people don't know how to access it. And so I wanted to really democratize those insights for everyone around the world.
Yeah, that sounds super valuable because that's not knowledge that you can easily just hear on the street, Okay, so what motivated you to write this book then?
Yeah, so it was really all about trying to think about all the different pain points people have in their careers. So first of all, what do I do with my life? Should I be a product manager, a product marketer, maybe something on the technical side? All of those questions are hard to answer on your own, but they're really easy to answer if you have a great network. And that's what LinkedIn is all about, getting access to insiders, learning from people who are doing these jobs you might want to do someday, all the way to how do I break in? I'm new to tech or I'm new to this space. How do I get my foot in the door? Well, LinkedIn has all these hacks that can help you sort of crack open that opportunity. So really want to expose those to the sunlight and give people a chance to really launch their careers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's super interesting, actually, because I think a lot of us don't necessarily know all of the secrets that LinkedIn has to offer. So for tech job seekers, then, what would you say is most important for why does LinkedIn matter to tech job seekers?
Yeah, so it's just basic mathematics. If
Mm-hmm.
you are a job seeker, then you want to have access to as many jobs, as many recruiters, as many companies as possible. Just gives you access to more opportunity. And LinkedIn has all those populations. Every tech company, every tech recruiter, every tech job is on that site. And so if you want to make sure that you're not just fishing in a small little pond, but the biggest ocean of opportunity, that is LinkedIn.
Yeah, there's a lot to sift through there. So you mentioned that tech recruiters are also on LinkedIn. So can you tell us a little bit about how they use LinkedIn?
Yeah, and this is really important because it takes you behind the scenes to how the hiring process really works.
Mm-hmm.
And so as job seekers, we often only see one side. We see the online application system, we fill out our resume, and then we never hear back. It's total crickets. And it's totally heartbreaking because you've invested so much time and energy and you're getting no response. But behind the scenes, recruiters at Google, Facebook, Apple, any top company, every top startup are constantly going on LinkedIn to find amazing talent. So I need a product manager. I need a UX designer. I need a biz ops person. And every time they run that search on LinkedIn, they're either finding you or they're not finding you. And it's so critical that you've optimized your profile to make sure that you're rising to the top of their searches. You are winning that LinkedIn lottery, if you will, and making sure that when they look for talent, they're finding you.
Yeah, so that sounds super valuable to be able to effectively optimize your profile then. Like, can you give us a few tips on how to optimize the profile?
Yeah, so if you could see behind the scenes, you would see that every recruiter is on LinkedIn, but they're not using the same LinkedIn that we're using. They're using a specialized version called LinkedIn Recruiter that costs $10,000 per year per seat, which is why
Wow.
we don't see it as job seekers.
Gotcha.
And yet it's really, really simple to understand because it's all about keywords and algorithms. In other words, if I'm searching for a product manager, I'm going to expect to see that keyword in all the right places on your profile. And in particular, I want to see it in your headline, that little piece of text that sits below your name, because it's the shortest piece of text on your entire profile. Therefore, the hardest to game and the most heavily weighted by the algorithm. So if
Oh,
you
really?
want to be a
Okay.
PM and it doesn't say product manager in your headline, you're basically out of the running. So that's the first thing. And then the second
Right.
piece of keywords that really is critical are all the skills, kind of where you go beyond the job title and you walk the talk. So for example, if I'm going to do a job search as a recruiter for folks in the PM space, I'm going to expect you to have expertise with road mapping, A/B testing, data analytics, dashboards, all those key skills. And so when I put those filters into the recruiter tool and you don't have them in your about section, your work experience, or your skills, now I start to wonder, hey, why should you be on this list? And so you really got to make sure that you master all the important keywords from the top of your profile and the job title, all the way down to every skill that you're seeing in job descriptions.
Oh, okay. That's a really clever insight. So, for those of us who struggle a little bit with brainstorming out the appropriate language to describe those skills, do you have any tips for how people can come up with like good skills to list on their profile?
Yeah, so I've got a really great hack for your listeners.
Mhm.
So inside every job description that you see posted, you're going to see bullet point after bullet point. It's going to make your eyes start to bleed because you're like, oh my goodness, I can't take it anymore. But hiding inside those job descriptions are the actual keywords that the recruiter and the algorithm expects out of you. And so if you want to quickly figure out which ones are most important, take your entire list of jobs that you're excited about, 5 jobs, 15 jobs, 50 jobs, and paste it into a tool called jobscan.co. And what JobScan will do is it'll compare those algorithmic keywords to your profile to see if there's a match. And it'll say, hey,
Oh.
Angie, you've got A/B testing, but you don't have wireframing or product
Mhm.
specifications. And so now you're like, hey, I've actually worked on that before. Let me go and add those into my resume bullets, to my about section, so I get credit for the things I've done.
That's really smart. I like that then you can basically control the types of jobs that you appear into searches for, that's awesome.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Okay, so we talked a little bit about optimizing profiles. What else do you think tech job seekers should do on LinkedIn?
Yeah. So that's really the defensive side of the equation, if you will, which is you're the goalie. You don't want any opportunity skating past you because you've built such a great sort of fortress, if you will, to attract all the best opportunities from across tech. But then you have to think about going on offense. How do I get out of that crease and actually go out there and score myself? And if you think about how people get hired in the tech industry, you'll realize that, yeah, applications matter and keywords matter. But at the end of the day, even in high tech, it's all about relationships. Because someday maybe an AI system will hire, but today it's still people. People value who they know and who they trust. And so the single best thing that Exponent listeners can do is not just apply for a job and then leave it at that, but instead go the extra mile and get a referral. Have someone on the inside go to bat for you, because that powerful relationship building gives you a 10x advantage over people who only apply online. And so if you're like, oh, I'm never going to get into Google, I'm never going to get into Netflix, well, guess what? Just that simple act of finding someone on the inside, it could be a friend or a second degree connection or someone who went to your same school. The minute they put in your name into the application system, that boosts your odds massively, which is exactly what you need when you're starting your tech career.
Right. Yeah, that's a really awesome tip. So for getting a referral, then I know that the referral forms at different tech companies, they often ask for some more details of like, how well do you know this person? How well do you know their work? What would you suggest is a good way for people to demonstrate their skills and like the quality of their job application to those strangers on LinkedIn who they're trying to get to know to get their referrals?
Such a good question. I think it's all about kind of applying a triage methodology to all these potential referrers. So if you go to any company page on LinkedIn, Google, for instance, it's going to say Google has 250,000 employees. And if you click that little link, it'll show you all those employees, all filterable by where they went to school, who they know, a number of different things. And so you're going to say, I'm not sort of a job seeker who wants to waste time, be super inefficient. Instead, I want to bring an MVP mindset to my job search, just like I want to do to my products. And so I'm going to start with first degree connections, people I know already. Because if I know someone on the inside and I apply that filter on LinkedIn, I don't have to waste time explaining myself or building myself up. My friend can immediately refer me because we have that connective tissue. But if you don't know anyone, that's where something like second degree can come in, where you say, I might not know someone directly, but I know Angie, and Angie knows a ton of Googlers. And now I'm going to have you introduce me. because that's going to turn me from sort of doing cold outreach into this nice warm intro that opens a lot of doors. No one can say no to Angie. And then most importantly, I'm not just going to ask for a referral right off the bat, because that's too transactional, too sudden. Instead, I'm going to say, hey, I know you're incredibly busy, but Angie recommended chatting with you. If I could just have 10 minutes of your time, I could learn so much from your experience. And so you're going to talk to this person on the inside about what brought them to Google, what do they love about it, what drives them crazy about it. And then if you still like what they're sharing with you at the end of the conversation, then you can pivot and say, hey, based on what I've heard so far, I would love nothing more than to follow in your footsteps. But I've heard from Angie, I've heard from Jeremy that the best way into Google is to get a referral. Would you be willing to do that for me? And 9 times out of 10, because you know Angie, because you have all this good sort of karma building up, they're going to say, no problem, I'd be happy to do that. And that's when you can say, hey, I'd be happy to share some bullet points about my candidacy or my resume, if that would help with the referral process. And now when they go into the applicant tracking system, they do have that context they can share about you to make the strongest referral possible.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. I really wish I had known that when I had first started my job search.
Oh, me too, me too.
Yeah, okay. All right, perfect. So you've given us so much valuable advice today on how to use LinkedIn. So our last question here then is, so how can the Exponent community members learn more about taking their LinkedIn game to the next level?
Yeah, great question. So we actually are giving away a ton of stuff on our website, thejobinsiders.com. And that includes a chance to get these beautiful cover photos for the back of your LinkedIn profile to really sort of help your brand stand out, as well as a chance to win one-on-one coaching with myself or my co-author, Omar, so you can actually get what you need when it comes to your LinkedIn profile and standing out to your desired recruiters.
Yeah, that's so exciting. Okay, I hope that members of Exponent do take advantage of that, because you've already given us so much valuable advice in just this short video. So that's really exciting. And thank you everybody for watching today. Check out Jeremy's website. We'll link it in the description below, and check out Exponent at tryexponent.com. Thanks everyone. Bye.